What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at my abandoned 1998 Sea-Doo Speedster. Let's check it out. Well, there she is, my Sea-Doo Speedster. I bought this thing like 4 years ago, and this has been my dream boat. I was looking for one. I finally found it. It had evidence that it needed to be rebuilt, but it was still fully operational. This is a twin engine model, and they're two strokes from 1998. That's when they made high performance. You know, it doesn't matter about fuel and efficiency, it's just about performance and going fast. And that era is kind of over. Now the Sea-Doo boats, it's all 4-tech, 4 cylinders, fuel efficient, not as much power, not as like snarly and just savage like these twin engine 2-strokes are. So I was always looking for one of these, but with the 2-stroke 2-engine setup, I mean, it's just double the nightmare, double the trouble, because these engines are high maintenance. They're meant to be rode really hard for a few years and then taken out and completely rebuilt. I mean, they're like race motors, like the old 2-stroke dirt bikes. You ride them really hard, beat them up, and then they're meant to be abused, and then they're meant to be taken apart and redone. Well, on this particular unit, the engine bay is extremely hard to work in, so you have to like get a cherry picker and pull each motor out, and that's kind of what happened to this. I was just got it refurbished. I mean, the interior needs some work, but at that point it was well enough to ride, and got some engine components, some wearable items fixed on it, and let's take a look around. Look at that. But anyway, took it out like 3 times, and one of the motors just grenaded, and you can't run the boat on just one motor, so I had to get it towed in and figure out what the heck went wrong with that. Turns out I spun a rod bearing, and one of the bearings just shattered to pieces, so that motor was gonna have to come out and be rebuilt. So what happened is I gave it to one of my buddies. Like, I didn't really have room at the time to store it, so I was like, hey, let's bring it to your place and we can work on it over time and get it done. Well, life happened, and ever since that time, it's been 3 years, and it's been moved around a bunch, and I didn't really know where it was, so I finally called him up. I was like, hey man, like, how about I just come get that thing, that way you don't got to worry about it. He's like, that's cool, but I haven't seen it in 3 years, so I didn't even know if, I mean, the guy moved and life went on, and I haven't really talked to him, so I didn't know what was going on with this thing. I hadn't seen it. So I just got it back yesterday, and I'm going to go ahead and start working on it myself, get it fixed up. But I'll take you on a tour of what's going on with this mess. Yeah, this used to be bright red. You can kind of see down here what it's supposed to look like. I mean, down in here is its natural color. All this can be refurbished, so this will be a several part series of me refurbishing this whole boat. I mean, it's been sitting for 3 years, so my cover ripped, and so it didn't have a cover on it. So it's just a nasty, dirty mess. But the awesome thing is what, you can always clean up dirt. Something gets dirty, you can always clean it right up. Anyway, this is the 5-seater model. It's got 4 seats, 4 sporty captain seats in the back, and 1 seat at the bow. Let's open up the trunk. I mean, for a tiny little boat, I really like these things because it's quite functional, yet small, manageable, and fast. It's got two Sea-Doo 800s out of jet skis. I mean, it's just a giant twin-engine jet ski is all this is. And it's got two storage compartments. It's pretty sweet. And there's like even storage under that. More storage under the storage. I'll take you to the back here where I'll show you this thing's greatest party favor. That's what's cool about this boat. We'll pull the engine cover. Watch this. Nice. I always thought that was awesome. Look at the engine bay. There's one of the Sea-Doo 800s. There, and over there is an empty hole where the other one's supposed to go. Okay. Driver cockpit. So, yeah, I had one engine fail. So that's I yanked that completely out and got a refurbished one. And now we're going to put that one in there. And then the drive, fiddling with all that, the drive cable broke that puts this thing in reverse and drive. So I got to take the column, shifting column out, put in a new cable there. This thing just needs a ton of little stuff. The seats need redone. It needs cleaned up thoroughly. Okay, let's take a step down. Over here, looking another look at the engine bay. There's our Sea-Doo 800. Or Bombardier 800. It's a company that makes Sea-Doo. There's a hole for the other motor. So yeah, it's really neat. It's all independently ran. So you got two throttles, you got two tachometers, and two jet housings. So you got two propulsion systems. That's really cool. Two exhausts. Means basically you take two Sea-Doo 800s from 1998, just kind of weld them together, or fuse them together, and that's what you got. I just thought that was kind of cool because everything, each engine is independently controlled. It's just really cool. I mean, that's the complexity, that knocks the complexity level up 100% because everything's got to function perfectly or this boat just won't work. All the engines have to work, both engines have to work with each other. The steering linkage has to be worked because when you turn the wheel, it'll fire each engine based on which direction you're turning. So if you're in an idle and you turn the wheel left, it'll fire up the right motor to turn you left. So and same with the other side. So it's really complex, which is awesome, but also a nightmare to work on. That's the thing about my dream boat. I really, really wanted one of these. I just figured it'd be a pain to work on. I just didn't know how much. It's a pain. This is the most complex system I've ever seen, but when these were new and functioning 100% from the factory, I mean, there was nothing like it. You can turn on a dime. I mean, you can do everything a jet ski can do. You can get right out of the water, right out of the hole faster than almost any boat, and just fly. And you could, do 360s in a heartbeat, turn on a dime, just go nuts like no other boat can with as far as like stunts and doing tricks. But there's the twin engine propulsion system. So each has an impeller that sucks up water and blows it out. If you don't know how a jet ski works, there's an inlet on the bottom of each motor housing or pump housing. And the engine spins the impeller sucks up the water and shoots it out the back, and that's how you go. And this is twin setup for twice the propulsion. So it's got two 100 horse motors in it, or 110, so it's like 220 horse. Not bad for a little boat. Pretty light and nimble. Yep, twin Rotax. And it's neat to go backwards. You throw it in reverse, and these shutters, I can't show you with the camera in my hand, I'll do that in a minute. But these shutters will drop down, and it'll blow against them, and it'll redirect the water out of these side fence and it'll push you backwards. It's really very simple, but pretty brilliant design. And I got these wheels at a swap meet, a car show swap meet a while back, and they were pretty good shape. Now they're starting to rust a little bit, but they're solid aluminum, so they can be all polished back up, knock all that off, make them brand new again. That's what I love about everything that I did here. Usually when I do things or buy things, it's on a everything I get is like on a serviceable level. Like if the wheels ever get nasty, I can just take a wire wheel or whatnot and buzz it right back to brand new again. Same with fiberglass boats. They can get extremely nasty. I mean, like, look at some of this molding. But if you take a wet little bit of water, I mean, it's like brand new under there. That's what I love about fiberglass. There's a view of it straight down the barrel there. Grab handles. So yeah, it's a really freaking cool boat. I'm so happy to get it back so I can just start working on it. At that point in time in my life when I gave it up to be worked on, I had so much going on I didn't have any time. So I've got my schedule's a little bit more free than it used to be, so now I can actually do it myself and enjoy it and restore it and enjoy the process. It's going to be hard, it's going to be crazy, but I'll get it. Here are the other things that go along with the boat. I'll show you what that's all about. I got this cabinet here. It is all of the parts from the other motor. I had taken the other motor out, stripped it down, sent it off to a company in Detroit. They took mine all apart, put it all back together with brand new parts, redid everything inside that motor to give me a nice, refurbished, remanufactured, good working motor. I just have to put all these parts back onto the new one. So I got a whole set of gaskets in here for do all the gaskets on the motor. There's the carburetors back there, the front plate, back plate, flywheel, all the bolts, the breather, the air boxes, breather air boxes, and in this crate we have the new refurbished motor, still all packed away. Just this is the day I bought it, and 3 years ago packed it away. It's still in the same shape. Needs to probably be turned over and blown out. I'm sure condensation got down in there, but it's all surface stuff. It'll all come right off. But there's all the parts that gotta go back in the boat. Thanks for watching my introduction video. There'll be a several part series to come on me restoring this, so hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you can check out the progress on this boat. Keep tinkering every day.